This may be a total oversimplification, but it looks like against Navy, you were losing first down a lot of the time. When Navy can use their entire playbook on second and third down, they're a tough team.
Yeah, well, a little bit of that, a little bit of lack of execution too from our standpoint. They did, there was some off-tackle stuff that we could have played a lot better. But just the critical mistakes and those things, you kind of, they're going to get some yards. Hopefully you can make some explosive plays and get some TFLs and put them in the third and long. But it was the ones that got us that, you actually have an answer for and you just didn't execute. But that's what the offense is. When you play somebody like that, you have to be really, really exact because if you're not, they'll expose you. But I think there were spurts in that game where you say, man, we look legit, like legitimately doing some really good stuff. And then there was moments like, what is that? And a lot of it goes into the focus of each individual that's on the field. But there's a lot of stuff going on when you play a triple team. There's a lot of communication. They were a formational team, so there were some checks that went into formations, but wasn't good enough. Ultimately, what I told those guys is like, you have to be exact. I told them after the game, it's like, you have to be exact. You have to be locked in and focus on every snap, or you can give up an explosive play. And the next thing you turn around and then you lock yourself in, and then all of a sudden you got a 3 and out, you got a 3 and out or a third and long, and you're doing good things. And that's where we're at right now defensively, is getting guys to really, really hone in when they're tired, when they're sore, when they come off the bench to go into the game, that they can communicate at a high level and do their job at a high level. That's what we have to get to, and we're going to continue to coach that way. There's a standard, and we're not going to push that bar down. This is the way you get a program to take off. You reestablish a program if you just keep pounding away of this is what it looks like. But this is we're in November. I'm a little nicked up. No, this is it. We're going to do it here. It's non-negotiable. We're going to get there and just keep pushing forward. Sometimes it's really small steps, but it's never backwards, and that's where we're at.
Coach, you never want one loss to become two. When you play Navy, win or lose, it's going to be a war. It's going to be physical. Yeah. How important is it to get their bodies ready for Charlotte now?
It is. I mean, those games are always tough. Charlotte has a bye. They're coming off of an extended break off of this. They're a tough physical team. I really like what they do. I mean, they got some big cats up front, tight ends that are big. They love to run the football. It's going to be a challenge, and they're waiting on us. They've been off for a week and they're ready to go.
Coach, my last question, and thank you for your time. 3/4 of the way into the season, What's your biggest disappointment and what's your biggest positive right now?
I don't know if it's like a huge disappointment as in like the consistency part. I just wanted to be able to go, this is it. And if we execute, play as hard as we can, run to the football and do that, and they make a play, I'm actually fine with that. That's stuff that goes back to me in terms of how I can help them. So the consistency part is like what we need to continue to see. And, I just think, from a standpoint of some of the older guys, their consistency has been refreshing because that wasn't necessarily the case last year. I think some of the guys we're counting on make plays, they were some of the guys that would hurt us last year, and I think they've been pretty consistent, so I'm happy for that.
Thanks, Coach.